Live from clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, and WKMG. We're getting results in your neighborhood now at 6:30 p.m.
We begin tonight with a look at the tropics, specifically a disturbance in the Caribbean, whose chances of tropical development keep going up. Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30, getting results. Thank you for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
Glad you're with us. I'm Matt Austin, in for Justin. Tonight, it's too soon to determine the impacts it could have here in Florida, if any, but our meteorologists, as always, are analyzing its potential. News 6 meteorologist Jonathan Kegas joins us now. So what do you make of the new returns here, Jonathan?
Yeah, and coming up in about 15 minutes, I'm going to show you a lot of lines that's really going to help to add a little bit of clarity anyway. First, though, I do want to get to the official forecast. We get that because the Hurricane Center earlier this afternoon designated this as potential tropical cyclone 19. I know that may sound weird. Remember, a cyclone is a storm anywhere around the world, so it's not a new designation per se, but they do this because meteorologically, it's not a tropical cyclone or a tropical storm in our case, but it has the potential to become one very soon and impact land. So they do that so they can issue their forecast package and issue watches and warnings. And in this case, it is very, very close to Central America. Honduras likely to undergo some catastrophic impacts in terms of flooding, even though it's, again, quote, just a tropical storm. But you see it's slow moving right here, and then it ejects back out into the Southwest Caribbean and then works its way toward Belize and the Yucatan. And it's once we get towards the Yucatan, that's where a little more uncertainty comes into play. But as we were talking about yesterday, a weaker storm initially, like it is now, it is not developed yet, would be a weaker storm overall and take a more westerly path. We're going to talk about some of the scenarios coming up in just a little bit. Wanted to show you the official hurricane models here. This is what happens when it's designated at Invest. That happened yesterday, so we got those models. You see the loop-to-loop, that slow go there, and then you see kind of that curve back toward Florida. Again, these don't show intensity. I'm going to go over that part coming up in about 15 minutes, guys.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. You can use our Pinpoint Weather app to track hurricanes. Just search WKMG in your app store. And if you need help using it, Jonathan did an explainer video today on our News 6 YouTube page.
We're going to walk you through how to kind of transform your weather app from more of the local feel to more of the hurricane tracking feel. And we're going to show you how to do that right now. We're going to play and put this into motion here, our handy dandy app. So on the home page, you're going to scroll down until you get to the radar, and then you're going to click that radar full. Now, I kind of take it out here, and I show you a zoomed out area. That red gear, and we'll continue to replay this in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, going to get you to the different overlays. And you see those three buttons up top. There is the data overlay, there's the overlay, and then there's how you can make other settings like your dark screen and things like that. That's going to be that third button. But to get those hurricane models up like you see right there, you're going to go to that middle button where it says overlays, and it's going to bring you again to a row where you can put whatever data that you want to have on. So we'll kind of go back and replay this for you so you can see this from the start. But look at, here's the home screen. There's your hour by hour. Scroll down to that radar again. Top right-hand corner of the screen, that red gear. Click on that bad boy. You see it right there. It's kind of next to that location thing right under the battery bar on the phone. And then you're going to go to that middle thing, click overlays. So you have alerts, lightning, storm track, earthquakes. Thankfully, you don't have to use that one too much. NHC track, and then spaghetti model. So click on that spaghetti models. You'll come right back out, and then you see the spaghetti models overlaid right there. And then, obviously, as new data comes in, that will change. So you can keep up to date with that. You can also, with that first tab, there's a bunch of different current data and model data in there. If you clicked on the infrared satellite, that is checked right there. That's what we just saw. That will give you the satellite picture of really whatever you wanted to see. There's also a cool thing on here at the very bottom that is the global radar. So obviously we don't have radar all over the place in the middle of the ocean, but that is going to be a satellite derived radar. So when the satellite is scanning the skies, it puts what it thinks and how heavy the rain is. So you can kind of take the clouds out of the way and put the satellite on there as well.
You know, I like that you explained all the bells and whistles. It's like having a Ferrari, but you never take it out of first gear if you don't know how to do it, right?
That's right. Yeah, you just have to sit there and play with it. There's a lot going on and takes a couple of steps to get there. Just click on that radar. That opens up a whole another world with that little gear button. There's a lot of cool things.
You changed my life right there. Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's hidden.
Good stuff.
It's the diamond in the rough, I guess.
You unroughed it.
A Ferrari.
Yes.
Look at all of these analogies going on.
I love it. I love it.
Thanks, Jonathan. Well, now at 6:30, if you feel like you're paying more for everyday things, you're right. New numbers out today show inflation actually rose about 2.5% this October from 2023 and up slightly from September. Experts say housing costs, including higher rents, was the biggest driver behind this. Now, higher prices are having a direct impact on our wallets.
New data from the Federal Reserve found U.S. household debt rose to nearly $18 trillion. Officials say credit cards and auto loans are the main factors there. Again, back to those climbing costs.
Yeah, News 6's Laverne McGee is looking at some ways you can advocate for yourself and get out from under your debt.
Oviedo attorney Randall Hansen says he's been seeing more people who just can't get out of debt and are filing for bankruptcy.
I would have to say in the last few months we've seen an uptick. And I believe a lot of it's to do with insurance, car insurance, house insurance, mortgages.
LendingTree recently rated 50 cities where people are averaging the highest debt, not including mortgages. Orlando came in at number 7. The average person is carrying $43,888 of debt. Austin topped the list with nearly $46,000 in debt. Hansen recommends people try to negotiate a lower amount to pay off that debt. But if it's still too much, he advises checking into bankruptcy.
Generally, Chapter 7 bankruptcy is an opportunity to get rid of your debt in a short time period, maybe 5 months generally. Could be a little bit longer, but from the time you file your case to the time it's finally closed up is generally 5 months.
How can Chapter 7 help you?
Well, you can get rid of your debt quick, efficiently, and it's not really all that expensive to file a Chapter 7.
About how much is it?
Somewhere, it depends. Again, normal price anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 to file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
Hansen says you'll still be able to apply for a mortgage after about 2 years or get new credit cards almost immediately after filing, although the bankruptcy will remain on your credit report for about 7 or 8 years.
So why don't more people do it? Why is there this big mystery about filing for bankruptcy?
Well, I think it's the stigma, and it's afraid of being categorized as a loser, and that's not the case at all.
Laverne McGee, Getting Results, News 6.
Yeah, so you have to consider the other side of that. It
Yes.
sounds like, oh, you get your debt wiped out, but for 7 or 8 years, you're going to pay for that
That's
in
right.
another way.
Yes, you're going to have your credit scores definitely
gonna
going to
take a dive.
big hit for 7 to 8 years. Well, 3 months after Governor DeSantis vetoed $32 million in state arts funding, we're continuing to see the impacts of that across Central Florida.
Officials tell us that funding was mostly for everyday operations like keeping the lights on or hiring someone in a ticket window. Since then, we've seen a handful of theaters having to shut their doors, including the Garden Theater in Winter Garden, whose management told us last month they cannot afford to stay open anymore because of the high operating costs.
As News 6's Jarrell Baker shows us, a similar situation is playing out at a popular theater in downtown Orlando.
This is definitely a sad moment for us because we need a space like that.
It's a tough moment for many in the Central Florida art community. The Orlando Fringe announcing Wednesday it's closing the curtains on their downtown art space, just 2 years after leasing the facility from the city of Orlando.
I just wish that there had been time to overcome those so that we could see it become what everybody dreamed and hoped it would be.
Mika King's Sunflower Joy Music Company held several productions at the downtown venue, which helped her company flourish.
The staff there, the operating staff of the Fringe, are some of the most incredible people I have ever worked with.
Managers with the Orlando Fringe says the cost to maintain the building added up, including repairing AC units, replacing toilets, and more.
Just to open our doors, it's $9,000 a month, and that does not include labor. Once we're talking about labor, it's closer to $30,000 a month.
Air handlers for the AC unit are quite old and need a lot of maintenance. We have a quote from a local HVAC company to the tune of $300,000 to replace all 5 units.
Managers also say they had flooding issues in June, which cost them around $30,000. Plus, low attendance also played a factor.
We struggled to fill the seats for artists, and we struggled to have any revenue coming in to offset the costs of our operating costs. So yes, it definitely played a part in it.
Without the art space, the nonprofit's yearly budget will drop down from $2 million to $1.2 million. They'll shift their focus on the art festivals and hosting other performances around town. The organization plans to end operations at the Fringe Art Space in February next year. In Orlando, Jarrell Baker, Getting Results, News 6.
So hard to see that happen in really tough times.
You hate to see it, but if the math isn't working out,
Correct.
at least they're going to move on and just figure out ways to survive.
Spend the money they have, yeah. Orlando International Airport celebrating a big rebranding.
So today, airport officials unveiled a new logo during an event hosted by the Great Orlando Aviation Authority. The old logo is on the left side of the screen. The new one is on your right. What do you think? I like it.
Is my flight going to be on time?
That's all I care about.
I don't care.
Are you
what
going to
your
strip
logo
search
looks-
me?
Yeah. How long is that security line? No, I do like it's a little sunshine. I get it. It's really cool. And look at the little air. Now I'm seeing the airplane
The ray
fly out of there.
of the
Yeah.
airplane,
Oh,
yeah.
that's beautiful. I like it. Okay. Change of plans. In addition to the new logo, a revamped website and app were also unveiled. Now, some of the first things you will see is parking availability, security wait times, and of course, terminal maps.
It's a nice little
Anything to help
something.
navigating the airport a little easier.
Yeah,
I like
sure.
it. Well, we are teaming up with Advent Health Center Care to get families protected this flu season.
We have one more event where you can get a free vaccine. Find out where and when after the break. And artists carving away at nearly 2 million pounds of ice, bringing the Christmas film Elf to life. A closer look at how you can win tickets to see it. You sit on a throne of lies. That's next. You're watching News 6 at 6:30. Live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in Kissimmee, Orange City, and all of
Smell like
Central
beef and bad
Florida.
decisions.
Beef and cheese. You don't smell like Santa.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Wednesday evening traffic alert. You're going to watch out for those lane closures overnight, starting about 9 o'clock in the morning till about 5:36. They're great at picking this up early. 417 north and southbound from about 528 down towards the airport. I like to call this our Lake Nona section. So just be careful. And then, listen, I've been talking about this for months. 429 north and southbound overnight. Construction lingers. Tonight, we're not scheduled to shut down, but you will see some lane closures out there. I'm just asking that you drive safely. I'm Trooper Steve with your News 6 traffic alert. Drive safely. I'll catch you in the morning.
All right, here's a live look now over Daytona Beach from our Daytona Toyota DeLand Kia camera. I'm still getting used to it being so dark this early.
I keep on thinking there's a problem with the sky cam. Like, hey, we gotta white balance this or iris up, and I'm like, wait a minute, the sun is.
This is the real time.
Yeah.
That's what
Nobody on the Vomitron right now. That's a shame.
I know, it's a
a
nice
good
evening.
night to puke your brains out. Huh?
It's going to be even better this weekend if you want to get in that direction. Yeah, cold front coming our way. We can't forget about that. Some might want the jacket over the weekend, especially in the morning.
Ooh, a jacket.
Yeah, that crisp weather. It's coming back.
Okay.
Give me my hoodie.
There you go. I love it. It's the best. And I think there was more where that came from post that tropical thing that we're going to talk about as well. A couple of cold shots coming on the pipeline. So that's going to be a story for another time. We're going to talk about the cold front. Then we're going to talk about the tropics that are still unfortunately hot. There's 7 o'clock for us later this evening. We're going to keep that opportunity for a stray passing shower, mainly along the coast because of that breeze. It's gusty at times off of the Atlantic, and we'll continue to watch that for the next couple of days. Here's lunchtime tomorrow, mix of clouds and sunshine, a very similar day to what we've seen over the past couple. Look at this. Okay, we're going to look back to the north and west. Few scattered showers in the mix coming through the Big Bend in northeast Florida. That is 6 o'clock tomorrow night. A few stray showers getting into Marion County. That is along and ahead of a cold front that's going to change the landscape up a little bit, at least how it feels outside. Good evening at the Cape. We're at 74, 75 degrees in Mico. Sanford, we're checking in at 73 degrees in the Villages. We are at 71. Now here's a look at your Pinpoint accurate forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
Temperatures tonight still on the mild side. We're back to the upper 60s and our partly cloudy skies again because of that breeze off of the Atlantic. It will stay breezy at times through the evening and overnight. Tomorrow we'll keep that mix of clouds and sunshine. We're back to the low to mid 80s. We're at 82 in Kissimmee, St. Cloud, Holopaw. Good evening. We're back to 82, 83 in the Villages. Mount Dora, we're going to top out right around 82 degrees as well. But changes are coming on the pipeline. We're going to focus back towards the north and west. St. Louis in the 50s, Kansas and Wichita, we're back in the mid 50s. We're at 48 in Sioux Falls, mid 40s in the Twin Cities. That is some of the cooler air that arrives on Friday and then settles into the weekend. And as that's happening, we're going to be watching this here. This is potential tropical cyclone 19. It has that weird designation because it's not meteorologically a tropical system just yet, but has the potential to become one over the next few days. Hurricane Center does that so they can issue that forecast cone and watches and warnings when it's close to land. And unfortunately, our friends in Honduras, they're going to get a ton of rain, maybe upwards of 30 to 40 inches, as it's just a tropical storm. Again, that's why we never say just a tropical storm. So here we go with the GFS ensembles. Remember, we talked about this, that just like a band is made up of different members of that ensemble, same are these models. Humans, meteorologists, put their own initial conditions in there when we don't have a lot of data. We're still waiting on those Hurricane Hunter planes to get into that system. It helps to give us a wide spread. I was showing you this at 6 o'clock if you were with us earlier on the newscast. A lot of those lines were down here because some of them were still thinking this was going to be strong right now. This is likely going to take a path on the southern end of these ensembles, bend up towards central Florida. Now, while that would give us a better opportunity to see some impacts from something, all of this land interaction in Central America will likely help to keep it on the weaker side. European ensembles, same kind of deal here. You see it working its way towards Central America and then bending up. There's still some spread about where exactly it comes into Florida. It appears likely it's coming in this direction. But again, with that land interaction and with the Gulf being slightly cooler from a couple of cold fronts and then helped out by another one this weekend, it's going to, I think, limit the cap, thankfully. But again, it is going to bring some very heavy rain. And then we're going to have to watch potential for some heavy rain with this. Impacts, again, a little too early to tell, but that we have our eyes on it through the weekend and early next week. There's the cold front, 78. Lots of sunshine on Friday as we clear out the clouds beyond that front. 78 on Saturday. And again, some may want the jacket. Saturday morning into Sunday, great fire pit weather, hanging around 80 on Sunday, back to the low 80s Monday, Tuesday. And then there go those increasing rain chances, guys, on Wednesday. Watching the tropics closely, those increasing rain chances, that rain percentage could end up going up as we get more clarity on where that potential tropical system is headed, guys.
All right, sounds good, Jonathan. Thank you. Well, the holiday spirit thrives this time of year, but so do colds and viruses. That's why News 6 is teaming up with Advent Health Centricare to keep you and your family protected this flu season.
News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez has details about our third and final vaccine event.
Only about 45 to 50% of the population gets their flu shot annually, and doctors encourage people to get theirs to keep the virus away.
The flu is upon us. We're already seeing cases in Centricare. It's going up about 10% per week, and we expect that to go a lot higher.
Doctors say this is the time to get your vaccine so your body can create the immune factors needed to fight off the virus before peak season in December and January. Children, people who are pregnant, seniors, and people with pre-existing health conditions are at a higher risk from complications, so you're urged to get your shot as soon as possible. This week, News 6 and Advent Health partner to give out free flu shots, and doctors want people to remember that getting the shot won't make you sick.
The flu vaccine is not a live virus, so you cannot get the flu from taking the shot. You can have a local reaction, a little bit of malaise just from your body making these immune factors to the shot.
Wednesday's event featured face painting, music, and food, and of course those free flu shots that you can get without insurance. And if you couldn't make it out today, don't worry, there's another opportunity for you to get one tomorrow. We're having our final flu clinic in Claremont. Reporting in Orlando, Stephanie Rodriguez, Getting Results, News 6.
And as Stephanie mentioned, we are holding one more of these free flu shot events. It'll be tomorrow at the Advent Health Centricare on East Highway 50. That's in Claremont. You can stop by anytime from 2 to 5 in the afternoon.
All right, we're back in studio today after hitting the road yesterday. Both of us were out in the community earlier today. Some of the hardest working people in news
oh my
business
gosh,
right here.
You said I'm extra quiet today. I'm tired.
I know, we were sitting here just like falling
I'm
asleep.
not talking. I went to 2 fifth grade classes at Lake Silver Elementary School, Miss Williams' class and Miss Hyatt. I actually showed them one of the reasons I really love doing this job. I showed them video from yesterday's Hit the Road segment from the Boys and Girls Club in Pine Hills. They had more questions about the Boys and Girls Club than they did about journalism. And great questions from the kids, as always, including the favorite I always get, how tall are you? It never fails.
You can't tell at home, but she is 7 feet tall. So it's just because I'm 6'10". But she's a very tall lady. It looked like a good group of kids. I love the fifth graders. Fifth grade's kind of a nice middle age before things get weird. And while they're still fun.
They were awesome.
Middle school's
I really
weird.
liked it, yeah.
I had the pleasure of speaking to All Pro Dads, an event. I was talking to dads out at Stone Lakes Elementary School, which is a fantastic school on the east side of town. Hey, that's my neighbor right there, by the way. And so I was talking about my favorite job, being a dad, and giving some pro tips. This is the best, most prime time to be a dad. This age right here. You're peaking right now, I promise you. I did not know that. I assumed that when my kids got older and they went to high school, we would have these deep, meaningful talks. They would really care about my point of view on everything. And what I realize is you go from, like, you're almost superhero status right now. You're super cool. And then you like fall down the rungs of this ladder the older they get. So this is when you can have the biggest impact on these kids. So do not miss out on this point. Don't look forward, don't look ahead. Fortunately, I have a third one who's way younger than my other two, so I'm getting to enjoy every moment with her. So really soak up this time, because you're gonna look back and be like, yeah, he was right. This is the best time right now. You know, what's funny about this, my older daughters always say, my younger daughter's name is Sawyer, they're always like, we know Sawyer's your favorite. And I say, Sawyer is my favorite age. She's not. I love all my children the same amount,
Yeah.
but 9 is way more fun than 16.
Well, it looks
They
like a
just
really
is.
great group, and they were really, like, vibing with your message. You could tell that you really connected with them.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
really
I
great.
think so. We were all exhausted because it was 7:15 this morning, but we had a great time
Certainly.
together. And hey, you can spend some time with Buddy the Elf in ice sculpture form.
Yeah, we are getting an inside look at Gaylord Palms' yearly attraction and how you can win free tickets.
Coming up in the morning, a local city looking to end its recycling program.
Why supporters say it's just not worth it and the impact critics fear the move could have on the environment.
And your Pinpoint weather and traffic every 10 minutes. We'll see you for News 6 morning starting at 5.
A favorite holiday attraction is returning with a new theme. Ice is back at Gaylord Palms in Kissimmee, and this year it features my all-time favorite Christmas movie, Elf.
I love Elf as well. News 6 morning anchor and insider guide Crystal Moyer shows us how the carvers are bringing characters to life.
You may have been to ice before here at Gaylord Palms Resort, but this year is different. For the first time, it's featuring Elf in ice form.
Dozens of artists are carving away at nearly 2 million pounds of ice, bringing the Christmas film Elf to life.
The artisans have been carving for almost 33 days straight. That's how long they have to carve. These artisans come from Harbin, China, literally halfway across the world.
The carvers using different instruments and printed design plans like this one to create the detailed ice structures. The attraction takes you through Buddy the Elf's journey from the North Pole to New York City.
So this is the Candy Cane Forest where Buddy is on his adventure to New York City to find his family, and he has his friends wishing him well.
And I see that, the ice has different colors in it. How are you guys able to make it so vibrant?
We have a scientist that the colors are created specifically for this ice, so they last all season.
You'll come face to face with recognizable characters like Mr. Narwhal, Jovi, and Santa as they work together to spread Christmas cheer.
You'll also find some interactive elements here at ice. You could sit on these ice chairs next to Buddy while he's getting his shoes shined. And remember the iconic revolving door scene? You can actually get inside for a perfect photo op with Buddy.
And this may well be the coldest place in Florida this holiday season.
We have 7 different air handlers to keep this space at a chilly 9 degrees throughout the entire season.
Admission comes with a parka to borrow to keep you warm. And yes, there are slides for kids and adults to enjoy.
We have 5 ice slides where everyone who is wearing a Gaylord parka will be invited to slide down as many times as they'd like. And we also have a 6th slide throughout the attraction. If you can find it, a hint will be the mailroom.
Ice featuring Elf will soon be complete, and you'll be able to check out everything from the colorful New York City skyline to the crystal clear nativity scene November 15th through January 4th.
For more information on Ice featuring Elf, you can head to clickorlando.com/insider. And while you're there, you can enter to win a family 4-pack of tickets. In Kissimmee, Crystal Moyer getting results, News 6.
So 2 people up here really love Elf and a third does not.
What is
Oh, I guess there's some space
This guy doesn't
between
like
us.
Elf.
You think you know somebody.
What's wrong with you?
It's just a little obnoxious, I think. I mean,
Wow.
It's just, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm more of a Christmas vacation, laid back kind of guy. I don't know.
You believe in this right here?
I gotta go.
It's a good
I don't
thing
know.
you-
I think
it's a
it's
good
a
thing you
lot
can
of-
track
it's a
hurricanes
little-
well, because we wouldn't be talking very much.
Right. Okay, we're going to talk to Jonathan off air, but
Yeah.
thank you so much for watching News 6 at 6:30. Stream News 6 online anytime on our News 6 Plus Smart TV
You hold
app.
him down, I'm going to punch him.
I'm not doing it.